Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a quick walk around on my 1995 Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm going to voice over this video because during the time of filming, it was super windy on this beautiful view here in Anchorage, Alaska. This here is my 95 Land Cruiser FZJ80. This is a non-triple lock, but I do have a Grizzly rear locker and a E10 front E-locker installed on this rig. We're currently on the Oman Emu J series lift, which is roughly a 3 to 4 inch lift, along with a 1.5 inch Metaltech front spacers for the front. Super simple, easy lift, nothing crazy, but again, very nice setup. We have some brand new tires set up on this. We're running some 17 by 9 inch Steelies, and then also some 38 inch by 1350 17s Baja. This is the Mickey Thompson, and this is the Baja Pro XS X-Ray and Sally. Super nice wheels, super nice tire setup. These things are super fresh. I've done only maybe like 60 miles on the highway with it from the place where I got it installed. Haven't had time to go out and take it for a test drive yet on some dirt road, but man, they are really nice. They were rubbing on the front end, so we did went ahead and cut the fender. I went and chopped off 3 inches of the fenders on the front. For the rear, it is rubbing. Oh, it's not rubbing now, but it will be rubbing during full flex. I do have some coil spacers coming in soon for the rear, and hopefully that might give us some more clearance. I don't plan to cut the rear because they're just gonna require too much work. Check out those fresh nibbies. Cutting the front fender wasn't such a big issue for me because it already had a little bit of the rust under that fake bed liner that the previous owner sprayed, so it wasn't a big issue. I was debating on cutting 2 inch or 3 inch, but I figured I'll just might as well do it once and do it right, so we went with 3 inch cutting on the front fenders. Super nice, came out easy, didn't nothing happened too bad. For the inner fender, you can see right here, I went ahead and did some pizza slice and then just folded those back. One thing I have to keep in mind is that when I do any dirt road or off-road trip, I'll just have to make sure I maintain the inner of the fenders and wash out any mud and stuff like that that's stuck in the fenders, but that's all super easy stuff. So right now we have no rubbing on the front wheels, on front tires, on full lock. And before we went to the 38s, we were on the 37s, and the 37 had no rubbing issue. So even with 1 inch bigger now, we went into some rubbing issue, but no issue on the front as of now. For the rear, you can see right here, it had some space on the rear end, but when you come along towards the front, it's very close to the rock slider. You can see it had like maybe 1 inch. So I'm hoping that I might get that coil spacers and give it a slight lift. That coil spacer I believe is at 30 mil, which is roughly just about 1 1/4 inch thick. If that doesn't work, then I might go ahead and get some new coils, and I might go with something like a 4 inch or 5 inch heavy duty coil springs and put that in the back to give it a little bit more lift so it doesn't rub during full flex. We also have the Smeaterbilt 10,000K winch right here. This one is really nice. It's wireless, synthetic, so super simple. I got this new on Facebook Market last year, and then also welded some earpiece to hook up the winch line. I had to relocate my GMRS antenna. It used to be on my roof rack, and I located towards the front of the bumper so that I can fit my Land Cruiser inside of my garage, meaning that I have to take my roof rack off, which is not a big deal. I'll install the roof rack whenever I know that I'm gonna go on a trip that requires a roof rack. Here's the driver's side of the fender cut. Everything went super nice, and these are the 1.5 inch Metaltech spacer. I might go with the 2 inch spacers in the front. They do make the 1.5 and the 2 inch Metaltech spacers, so I might do that in the front if I feel like I need more lift in the future, but right now it's all good. We also do have this sleeve adjustable front and rear panhard DIY adjuster, and these right here are also the white knuckles off-road rock sliders. I made a video about this installation, so make sure you guys check out my other videos. We have the white knuckle sliders and also the white knuckle skid plate for the transfer case. This right here was a DIY mod I did last couple days ago, where I strengthened the lower control arm by welding those plates to the top of it. It helps it whenever you hit a rock, your lower control arm will not bend or anything like that. I think in the future I might get some adjustable lower control arm and upper control arm from the rear, and some of the benefits of that is that I can go ahead and push the rear axle a little bit further back so that it's not so close to the rock slider. So that is something that I'm considering in the future, but for now I want to stick with the setup for now and see how it performs. We also did went ahead and got an extra spare. These tires, I tell you guys, are super expensive, but I went ahead and got an extra spare. This is a brand new 38 Baja Pro as well. This one I was able to get it a little bit cheaper because I got it from another vendor, and this was their only one, and this is also their display one that's been sitting in their shop for about 3 years. So this was a good spare. And this right here, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of how far does this tire stick out. Now keep in mind, I was on a 37 12.5, and this right here is a 38 13.5, so this one is about 1 inch wider. So you can see here the front tire sticks out a little bit more than the back tire. So when you go off-roading, this thing here is gonna spit a lot of mud because we don't have fender flares or nothing like that. But you can see the front here, it sticks out a lot, almost like 1.5 inches. And I want to say the rear tire sticks about 1 inch on each side. So I already know this rig is gonna get super muddy whenever I take it on any off-road trip or any muddy trails. But again, that's also the fun part of it. That's why I own a pressure washer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.